What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Brandon Coin YouTube channel. And I've already had to stop and start recording this video multiple times because originally I needed somewhere to put all my Bitaxes. So I wanted some kind of like case or some kind of mount to hold them all. And I ran into avoidbit. Shout out Greater Good Mining, put me onto him. And they make some really cool mounts. And I saw one and I was like, oh my gosh, it's a server rack mount. And I was like, that's gonna be it. That's gonna be sick. I'm gonna mount it on my wall, have my Bitaxes mounted on it. I'll show you what that kind of looks like here in a little bit. But anyway, then my wife was like, oh, well, let's change the color of the walls in the office. So let's pull everything out and let's paint it and all this. So it's been all of a sudden, next thing you know, we're remodeling our office. And I'm like, I got so far away from, I have two Bitaxes just sitting. One Bitaxe is running, but I need to get back to it. And then come to find out, there's another mounting option. There's like a desktop mounting option. So let me grab that. Let me show you what the mount looks like, and let's get my Bitaxes added to it. Find a temporary location for them because I do eventually want to move it all back into my office. But for right now, I at least want my Bitaxes working. Ain't no free rides around here. Everybody needs to work. So yeah, let's jump into it. All right, guys. So here's what the desktop mount looks like, and don't mind the mess. We are, like taking lots of things apart and opening lots of things. But these cases right here are what hold the Bitaxes, and then these clip on. So you can put multiple on multiple layers, and you can clock them if you want to put them at an angle or straight up. I got mine at like maybe like a 45-degree angle. So let me go grab my Bitaxes and get them into these cases. But yeah, so pretty cool. Single bolt or a single nut in each side. It comes with all the hardware, even comes with the Allen wrenches to put it together, so you don't need anything. All right, guys, so here's one of my Bitaxe Gammas, and this one is already mounted to a little stand-up case, but we're gonna be taking it off of this and placing it on this. So let me unscrew it first. By the way, it does come with new hardware to mount your Bitaxes to the cases. There we go. All right, so got that. Don't know what I'm gonna do with those, but I think it mounts like this. Okay, and then it would clip on like that. Ooh, okay. I believe that's how it goes. I don't think it would go like that, because then it would be, I mean, I guess that still works. I guess you could do it either or. I'm not sure. Let me see the directions here, because there's some handy dandy directions. Okay, it definitely shows the heat sink at the bottom where the brace is. So, and then it's clipping going down. So, by the way, they came with awesome instructions, like really like full color print. avoidbit, you went over and above with all this stuff. Also sent a ton of stickers. We're definitely going to be creating a little sticker wall, and avoidbit is 100% going on that as well. So let me get these screwed down and we'll be right back. There we go. That last screw is in now, and let me just give you guys a better view here. There we go. So it's got that hook right there, and then I mean, if you wanted to, you could slide it over. It's got some resistance, so it's not gonna like just slide around, but it's not like you're gonna be carrying this. Now the cool part is I have the other piece, which right here, this is the piece that goes for the rack mount, and I am going to be putting my rack on the wall, but these are kind of like, I guess, modular, so it works and it's all the same on the same channeling. So whenever I'm ready to move away from the desktop mount, I can just unplug everything, unclip it, and then move it into the rack mount. But that'll be for another time. So right now, this is my only gamma that I have working. I do have some other Bitaxes, but I was in the process of taking them apart, cleaning them, repasting them. So that's gonna be probably its own video. Goodness, this thing is dirty. Hold on. All right, so now that we got it cleaned up a little bit, there's a little bit of dust on that fan. This specific Bitaxe, I ended up adding the heatsink on. I don't remember what that is right there. I'm not a super big Bitaxe guy. I like Bitaxes. I just don't know what I'm talking about most of the time. So I'm definitely learning more as I go. But somebody was like, "Yeah, you need to put a heatsink there." So we did, and that ended up fixing the, I think it's the voltage regulator thermal issues on this one. But the really cool part is, look at all the open room on the back, because I have heat sinks on the back of this one as well. And they just announced that there is going to be an add-on module that you can buy for these called a jetpack that can hook onto the back of these, and it'll force air through the back of your Bitaxes. So if you're really pushing them hard and you need all that extra cooling, you could potentially have air cooling on the front and the back of your Bitaxes. Now, this one, you see, you can slide them and you can put screws in to lock them down wherever you want. And so I'm gonna probably slide mine right now. You know what, I'm not gonna put I'll put one screw in. How about that? I was gonna say I'm not gonna put any screws in because I have other ones and I want to like space them out accordingly, but I want to get this one plugged in and find a spot for it. Oh yeah, there we go. So I got it up on the top of my workbench outside. And like I said, this is not going to be permanent, but this is actually an awesome spot because I can run my cords behind everything and run it up to it. And when I'm ready to move it, I just unplug all the cords, grab it, and then I have all my Bitaxes with me. So definitely going to have a Bitaxe workshop day, get everything cleaned up, make sure I get all my heat sinks mounted on all my Bitaxes, because we're going to be pushing these bad boys. And when I get done with the office remodel and painting everything and trim and all that stuff to make the wife happy, all these are going to get moved over to the rack. And I'm really excited about the rack because I'm using one of the box style racks that's got like a bottom on it and stuff, and I'm going to be able to put all the cords and do wire management inside there. So it should look super clean. But I really love this design and this look, and imagine having like multiple Bitaxes just all stacked up. So really, really cool. Now, by the way, I did want to tell you guys for reference, this is the extra large or the taller heatsink, and you still got no problems. We'll be able to mount one above this. You see the minimum, like where the bottom of the next one's going to be is not going to touch where that one's going to be. So I know some people were wondering, like, what about if you have some of those extra large tower coolers, and you can clock them however you want, so that way the cooler could stick straight out or be at an angle or that kind of thing. So if you have some super huge cooler on it, you might need to clock them and point them more out. I just kind of liked this angle. I don't know why, but yeah, so there we are. Give me a little clip for the thumbnail. Bitaxes are back, baby. I mean, they never went anywhere. Got my Avalon Nanos right here beside them. By the way, Nanos, put your Nanos vertical, especially the Nano 3s, not necessarily the 3S. They run better. And make sure the power side where the plug goes in is at the bottom, because there's a thermal regulator, or the thermal regulator, or whatever that chip is. I don't know much, but I do know if that chip gets hot, the whole thing has problems. Whereas if you put it at the bottom, you get the natural thermodynamics of heat rising and the fans pushing the air out. So that ends up running cooler and it runs better. So I have 2 Nanos in here and a couple inside, but yeah, so there we are. Now let's go inside. You know what? I want to do some overclocking on this gamma because I don't think I ever did. So let me see the IP for it, and yeah, there it is. If you're, oh, by the way, if you do want to buy one of these, I do have a discount code. Avoidbit sent that over. So I will get that and put it down below in the description. If you use my link and my discount code, obviously it is a referral, so it does help me. I appreciate it. And it also helps you save a little bit of money. And yeah, so if you got Bitaxes or wanting to get into Bitaxes, these are awesome. By far, one of the coolest setups I've found so far. Super high quality too. And they have a bunch of different colors. I told them I wanted to go with the gold and black just because, I don't know, I thought it looked cool. And I'm happy so far. So, yeah. All right, guys, so we're back inside. I went ahead and navigated to the IP so we could look at it. It looks like I had a soft overclock on the clock speed on this. Had it at 550 megahertz, which I believe 500 is default. Let's actually go to the settings real quick and look. So 525 is default. So I have it 25 megahertz up, and then it's running default 1150 on the core voltage. We are mining on the BTC Jelly FC pool. So if you want to go over there and do some solo mining, it is btc.jellyfc.com. Obviously haven't hit anything yet. This video would be a lot different if I had hit something, but she seems stable at the 1.2 terahash. So I guess I'm doing a little bit better than expected. They do fluctuate on hash rate for these for a little bit, but nothing bad. Now this setup isn't going to necessarily make it run cooler than how it was previously, but I do like the fact that I can mount all my Bitaxes in one spot. And then if I wanted to put a small fan behind them, or if I wanted to buy the jetpacks, which let me show you what that is. All right, so I went over to avoidbit's Twitter, and apparently he doesn't have the jetpacks for the design that I have, at least not yet. But he's got the ultimate solution for people that have a Nerdax pod or Epic Solo display. So with this adapter, you can put a fan on the back of your actual device. Or actually, does that fit? No, I don't know if that would fit or not. I'm gonna reach out to him and find out when the jetpacks are gonna be available for the mount that I have, but that would be really cool because you can just tap into the fan mount or the fan plug that's on the Bitaxe, maybe put a splitter and then run the fan on the back as well, because additional cooling on the back of these definitely helps. I think he did a post on here where he shows the difference. So tested the unit with the jetpack overclocked. He was at 625 megahertz at 1250, or sorry, 625 megahertz at 1250 on the core, and 50% and 100% fan speeds. So let's see here. 1.38 terahash with 50% fan speed, and ASIC temperature is 59, voltage regulator 54, and then 100% fans, 54 and 49, 1.38 terahash. So that looks killer in my opinion. Probably could push it a little bit harder than that, but yeah. So if you're interested in any of that kind of stuff, you can go check out the website. Link and discount code is down below. Later, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Definitely going to be doing more with this.